That's the Michigan Wellness. What? Welcome. Not wellness. Welcome. Alright, Alright, so I'm doing this real quick to show you guys. It's cold as fuck out here right now. And it's cold as fuck in my van. They have their bullshit dudes directed at the van. Come on. We're gonna go. Now we're gonna get away from the van. I metered it and everything, so for those of you who are gonna say, oh, how do you know there's directed energy weapons? Been going through this for a long time. Damage control doesn't work over here. We're gonna get away from the van and you're gonna see how they drastically change from that panting. Even after they're playing and chasing each other around the whole damn, patchy field, they're still not gonna be panting half as hard as they are right here standing still in the cold. Directed energy weapons, ladies and gentlemen. You should know by now. I mean, you've seen enough. You've seen enough to know. But come on, you guys. We're gonna step way away from the van. We're gonna go on the other side of this gate right here. And you'll see a drastic change. The change will be so drastic. Look. Caprice. They're panting a little bit, but not half as hard. Give it a second to calm down. Because when we go back over there, that's the van over there. So we're stepping way away from the van. So we can show to you guys that this shit is real. Yep, we stepped way away from the van. The van's way over there. No more heavy panting, ladies and gentlemen. Nope, no more heavy panting at all. Might have stopped panting completely. Yep, completely stopped panting. No panting no more. But once we get to that area, they pant. You could see it, you could say it's all in my head or whatever, but you just witnessed it. You just witnessed it. Not that I should even be telling you that. You feel me? My bad if I don't respond. If I don't know your handle, I don't really respond. Until, if you say some things that make sense, I'll respond, but no damage control or trying to put gay shit in people's heads and all that shit. I'm not gonna respond. Oh man. But yeah, man, the drastic change is here. I took them away from the van, and they're not panting no more. The directing until they direct them. Like, I guess if we were gonna stay here for a while and shit, then they would reposition them and shit. But yeah, that was just a quick breakdown to show you guys that they got that fucking van lit up with DWs. That whole little section, that whole little area. The whole little area. And these people, they want to do it so bad, they tell on themselves. It's all plausible deniability, but, to the people who don't know what's going on, and the people who do, just the other side, the ones conducting it, they know what's going on. But yeah. Domestic terrorism is real, and it's right here on American soil. And these are terrorists that don't. These terrorists, they tell on themselves. They literally tell on themselves. Like any real private investigator, these people would be wrapped up quick. But when we are up against the world pretty much, and we are all we have, that shit'll never get found out. It's been going on for way too long to expect something to happen. But the hope is still there though. The hope is there, but expectations, this shit still be like this shit will still be going for years after I'm gone. Alright, hold on, your leg. Chevy. My phone. Hold on. Yeah, this should be going on long after I'm gone. But that still doesn't change the fact that we need to document this shit. Alright. Now we're in. Now they were just playing rough as hell. No panting. A little bit with him. But her, she's good. Caprice. And they were just running. So, doing all that extracurricular shit. Now when we go to the van, they'll start panting crazy. And for the people who like to, why do you keep parking in the same area? Why do you keep doing that? Like 6-7 different people ask me that. It's not about, look, homie. As soon as I get to the van, he turns his lights on. You feel me? It's not about me, you see, like, dude, right there? It's not about me, parking nowhere. It's not about where I park. I could park on the fucking moon. They're gonna follow me and they're gonna shoot us up with DEWs. That's what they do. That's what they've been doing. If I could park someplace where they wouldn't shoot us, don't you think I would fucking park someplace where they wouldn't fucking shoot us with this shit? No matter, like every rest stop, everywhere I park, no more than 5 minutes later, it'll be somebody creeping up behind me or creeping up on the side of me. You feel me? It doesn't fucking matter. I'm sure you guys see that through my dogs. You might not believe me. I'm sure you can use your fucking brains and see the common sense. Like, we get away for a couple minutes and they're perfectly fine. We go somewhere else. Well, they're perfectly fine. And then like a couple minutes later, maybe about 5-10 minutes later, they're huffing and puffing and going crazy. There you have it. It's cold out here. This van is fucking frosty as fuck. Nothing hot. Nothing around here fucking hot. I'm telling you. There's no fucking reason they should be panting. Except for the fact that they're, shooting that fucking bullshit over here. I could be lying about myself on the my face burning and shit, so I don't mention that because there's always gonna be somebody to say some stupid shit or think I'm lying, but you can see it through my dog's actions. You can literally see it through my dog's actions. Their actions, there's nothing to incent them into lying for you guys. I'm not telling them, oh, I'll give you a bone if you act this way. I'll give you a big piece of chicken if you act this way. They don't know what the hell that means. So, yeah. I don't know, maybe people will wake up when it hits close to home. When it hits close to home, maybe people will wake up. Dogs fucking suffering. Literally fucking suffering from these motherfuckers. And then they want to strike it up as we have the mental illness. Nah, we ain't got no mental illness. You guys got us on a list that, you guys are harassing and torturing people. This ain't no shit we drew up in our heads. This ain't no shit we drew up in our heads when we show you every day. I mean, just the one headlight fucking vehicles. Just the one headlight vehicles. And motherfuckers let these motherfuckers get on the news and say we had a mental illness. You see all those fucking one headlight vehicles? Come on, man. Make it make sense. Make it make sense, ladies and gentlemen. We have a mental illness, but you see a influx of vehicles with one headlight doing psychological warfare. But we got a mental illness, and you guys let them keep playing this shit. Who's the fucking conspiracy theorist? I know it ain't me. I know I ain't the fucking conspiracy theorist. I know everybody else going through this shit ain't no fucking conspiracy theorist. So that's my only question is like, when the proof is in your face, why do you still reject it? That would be my only question. Because it is in your face, make no mistake. And people ain't stupid. As much as I would like to think you motherfuckers are stupid, you ain't stupid. You see what the fuck is going on. Whether you're fucking compromised, that's another story. You might be compromised, but you ain't stupid. You see exactly what the fuck is going on. You feel me? Make no mistake. You feel me? Yep. Just those one headlight vehicles alone is enough to tell you guys we don't have a mental illness. On top of all this other shit that you can't wrap around me like that. You're gonna make me fall. Yeah. Um, yeah, these people, man. People are losing their lives out here. People are really losing their lives out here, man. And it's because they feel comfortable enough to say, fuck it. You know? We're gonna harass these people until they commit suicide or worse. I don't think too much could be worse. Well, a lot could be more worse than that, but yeah, man. People shouldn't have to feel like they have to take themselves out just to get peace. They might tell you it's surveillance, but it's a whole lot more than surveillance, you guys. And I don't really know what list I'm on. I don't know if it's the watch list, some government bullshit list. I don't know what list it is. But what I do know is that this program and programs like this is getting people murdered. I'm going to say that again just in case it didn't resonate with you. I don't know if I'm on a government watch list or just some government list. But what I do know is that this program and programs like this program are gonna get people murdered, more people. It's gonna continue to get people murdered, unfortunately. Unfortunately, it's gonna continue to get people unalived. And you know what? They're going to get away with it because they're going to say the person who did the unaliving had a mental illness. And that might be true. That person may have had a mental illness, but it was a manufactured mental illness. These people are out here manufacturing mental illnesses, harassing people with psychological warfare, and then gaslighting them, trying to make them and other people think they're crazy. But you know that shit only works so long before people start waking up. People are, people going through it are able to identify and point it out to people and show them. These people are real life terrorists. Real life terrorists. You know, these people be harassing you with their newborn babies and shit. Like when I was going to the rest stop, they would always like try and get behind me, like as I'm backing out, and then a lady with a baby would come out the car and act like she's going to the information center, just to keep me blocked in. And it's like, why are you using your kids for that? Why are you using your kids to harass people? Or why are you harassing people with your kids? If something was to happen to your kid, you wouldn't. I would hope you wouldn't be able to deal with it. I would hope you don't just pawn your kid off as a fucking sacrifice to this bullshit program. But why do you guys put your kids on the front line? If that was the only question I had to ask them, that would be the question. Like, what's going through your head when you put your kids on the front line when you're harassing people? Like, let me see. I'm from California. Yeah, I don't really answer because, I don't. Yeah, how is your mental state? Yeah, that's why I don't really talk to you guys. But yeah, people are starting to wake up. Damage control, like Screaming Eagle or whatever her name is or his name is. That's damage control. Those are the ones they send on here to try and make us look crazy. But like I say, man, me as well as other targeted individuals, we show you guys shit. Like, we show you guys, so, what your brain tells you that you're seeing, I can't control that. But I know you being able to visually see it is a lot easier for you to comprehend than just me telling you. You can go to my shorts. For anybody who doesn't know my channel, go to my shorts and you scroll up, maybe a couple seconds scroll up, and you'll see over 200 vehicles with one headlight following me in traffic. And she's asking me, or he's asking me, how's my mental health? Well, you answer that question. How's your mental health? How would your mental health be if you had people terrorizing you and harassing you and stalking you? You tell me how your mental health would be. I think I'm doing pretty good for how long I've been going through it. But they definitely have taken a toll on me. But that has nothing to do with my mental health. Oh, man. But like I said, I'll entertain your questions once or twice. As far as, but other than that, you might be able to find somebody to chit chat with in the comment section. But I don't do the back and forth. If it don't make sense, I'd rather not talk. To you, at least. I'm gonna talk, just not to you. Yeah, you guys. I pray anybody that ain't going through this, I pray you don't have to go through this. I pray none of your family members have to go through this. Because it's not fun. People take their lives. People take the people harassing them lives. Sometimes maybe innocent people get caught in the crossfire. For the most part, the people that get got are the guilty ones. As targeted individuals, we know who's harassing us. Nope. Get out of there, boy. As targeted individuals, we know who's harassing us. Especially if we're gonna make hasty fucking decisions like that. Hope no one else makes a decision like that, but make no mistake, if a targeted individual makes a decision like that, they know who they're after. People harassing you day in, day out. Day in, day out. You'll know who it is. If you're not going through it, you wouldn't be able to understand it. But if you're going through it, you know who your harassers are, no doubt. And if not for just that, they make it known to you. They make it known to you that they're harassing you. So, no, why is that wrong? Is that wrong? No. Oh, that is on. Oh. See, they're cool once we get out of a certain area. But once we get in that area, I don't know how many times I would have to show that to people, but yep. But yeah, man, I hope everybody's alright, man. For those of us going in this, dealing with this shit, I hope your terrorism hasn't been too bad. I want to try that. Had good videos. I want to try and do a little documentary on all my rest stop shit, the different rest stops, and having to move and doing there, the differences. I haven't really been uploading this shit. Just been doing lives. Guess I did upload a couple videos, but not that many. Yeah, so my mental health is A1. Well, I take that back. It's not A1. My mental health is not A1 because these bastards. But all in all, my mental health is good. As far as, not having any major anomalies. Everything I got is manufactured. A little bit of paranoia here. A little bit worried about triggers there. Just the fucking, nothing too major. Major enough, but not too major. That's where my mental health is. It's not perfect though. That's for sure. These people took that away from me a long time ago. Hold on, Shelby. Turn the AC on a little bit, you guys. It's already cold in here, but I'll turn the AC on anyways. Hold on, come on. Hey, Rick. Let me give you some more. Oh, man. Yep. I'm not pointing any fingers, but for those of you guys who like to make jokes about this shit, this situation, it's really not a joking matter. Trust me, you would not want to go through this shit. The people doing this to us would not want to go through this shit. They wouldn't. So, for me, I'm okay. Well, I'm not okay with it, but I can live with people making jokes about this shit and thinking it's funny and shit. Thinking, saying stupid shit like we got a mental illness. I can deal with it. lot of people that can't, man. A lot of, and that's not even to say they'll do anything to anybody else but themselves. There's a lot of people that just can't deal with this shit. And that's completely understandable. Especially when you have a bunch of fucking, you have a bunch of people that don't even fucking know you. Going wherever you go, harassing you. Torturing you with fucking electronic devices and shit. There's nothing out there, you guys. Torturing you with electronic devices. It's really not funny. When other people doing this to us, they would not like it if it was done to them. I guarantee you that. A lot of them would be offing themselves. But some of these motherfuckers in the psychological headlock they put us in. So I have the AC on right now. It shouldn't be on, but it's on anyways. I'm gonna show you guys. That went from being outside in one area not panting to over here panting. Now they're in the van with the AC on, which the AC again doesn't need to be on, but I'm turning it on just to show you guys. Sound frequencies. They know. See, they know I'm going live now, so this is what they do. They hit my dog with sound frequencies. Making them bark at nothing. Chevy, Chris. Chevy. That's how they torture my dogs as well. For the people who think it's a joke, for the people who think it's a game. It's not a joke, and I promise you, it's not a game. Let me see. There you go. You trying to be slick. Chevy. Trying to be slick, boy. Yup. Ladies and gents. gotta figure out a different way to spell your name or not do your name like that. It's very telling. Freedom Eagle or whatever your name is. This time around. Yeah, man. People we gotta deal with being targeted, man. It's like they telling themselves, no matter like these people, man. They do it so much too. It's like it gotta be in the script that you have to tell on yourself. You have to find a way to let them know that, you know. Gotta be in the script. Yeah, Samuel Cassidy, he didn't have a mental illness. Whoa. Not on his own accord. Or on his own. These people give you manufactured mental illnesses. They program you and all that shit. Sensitize you to certain shit. But nothing that, came naturally. Myra May didn't have a mental illness. James Gleason didn't have a mental illness. Aaron Alexis didn't have a mental illness. Gwendolyn Wright didn't have a mental illness. We have fucking, bullshit that's been manufactured into us. But nothing natural. But these people make us, harm ourselves, other people, and then they tell us that, or they tell the world that we had a mental illness. You guys see our fucking videos, man. You guys see the people they use to do damage control. They send people in here to do their little damage control. I'm sure you guys see those people. But you gotta ask yourself, why is there so many people on one channel trying to do damage control? I mean, think strategic like they think. This program isn't, no one's supposed to know about this program. Except the people conducting it on us. But as far as we go, we're not supposed to be knowing this shit. But they know for the most part, a lot of us are determined. And we'll figure out what we're going through. Take us a while, but we'll figure it out. This program is a strong program, though. Don't make no mistake about that. Like in the beginning when it first started happening to me and shit, I was thinking I was going crazy and shit. So some people when they think or they act like you're crazy or they think you're crazy and shit, we gotta be kind of lenient towards them, but don't let a motherfucker keep trying to call you crazy to your face and shit. And turn you away from what you know. But they definitely can succeed in making people think that we're crazy. Like I said, when I first started going through this shit, I thought I was going crazy. Until I kept fucking researching and researching and researching. It's like it's two things that's gonna stop these people from harassing us, and that's jail or death. And I don't recommend anybody do anything to these people, but that's the only thing that's gonna, if they start fucking, coming up dead, people taking retaliating and, on a steady or a constant flow of just dropping like flies. Maybe people would sit back and think twice about fucking torturing people with psychological warfare and, using these directed energy weapons on them and shit. And again, I don't recommend anybody go do anything to these people. But that's like truly the only fucking way. Is if these people get jailed or, by some fucking magic, they get struck dead. Way too much evil out in the world, man. Too much. They are cancer. By every targeted individual that and it's not just targeted individuals that they harass, because these people are narcissists, most of them, so they harass more than just us. These are your fucking Karens and all that shit as well. But yeah. Cancer, man. Just think all the negativity through targeted individuals, getting into it with other people. It's like they're putting a blanket of dark energy over the world. police with police protection. Or the illusion of. That's the most fucked up feeling. It's just every morning waking up asking, when is these motherfuckers gonna kill my dogs? When are they gonna kill me? What are they gonna do to try and entrap me today? Targeted individuals know what I'm talking about. But the only peace you get is when you sleep. And even then, it's not peaceful because they're invading your fucking, you know. No, Caprice. They're gonna be doing this all night. You good, Caprice? I've been lighting up the whole back of my head with that shit. You good, Capricia. Please chill. Definitely having that shit on him. See, now they're leaving. All of us there. Oh, no, they're not. See how they switch positions? Look at this shit. One more corner. Right over there to right over there. So they could just point that shit over here.